Good morning, everybody else. Let's get those videos on. Would love to see you guys this morning. Makes it a little less lonely too. It energizes me. Let's see. Lisa, Dawn, just D Walker, Jenny. Marcus is trying to get in. He's still connecting. Who else did I miss? There we go. Let's turn those videos on, guy. Anna, what's up? Let's get the video on. Trina's coming in too. Today's gonna be fun. I think holiday follow-up is the best. I really do. I think it's so much easier and it's so much more fun, and then you already have a theme. So I think it's a win-win. Just letting people in. Question for you guys while we let everybody in. Why should you care about staying up top of mind during the holidays? It sounds silly, right? Sounds silly. But why should you care and make it a priority versus very passive or kind of haphazard? If it happens, it happens. Why should it be a top priority for you during the holidays specifically to be top of mind? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Get those videos on, guys. Come on. You know the drill. Come on. There you are. Come on now, D. Good to see you. You're like, every time Robert does this. But look how excited I am. Come on, you just brought that level to it, that extra energy. I love it. Trina, what does billing and video have to do? Is it like do you guys ever remember Tim Allen and his kids? And then he talked about he's like women don't actually have faces. And so that's why they have to do their makeup because they have to put their actual face on and without makeup they have no faces. He trolled them like that and they were like terrified. They were like, "What? Mom doesn't have a face?" Oh man. Cheesy, but at the time it was pretty funny. Laura, good to see you. Don, thank you. Good to see you. Sometimes I feel like I'm the cheery teacher and all the kids are like coming in from school and they're like, "I just woke up. Stop being so cheery and loud. I don't want to say good morning." But I am happy you guys are here. Like one more minute. So drop in the chat. Why should you care in particular? Why should it be a top priority to stay top of mind during the holidays as opposed to the rest of the year, which is obviously important as well? William, good to see you. Janine, good to see you for like 2 seconds. Drop it in the chat. I'm very, very curious. And then let's get those videos on, guys. Let's see, Lauren, because the market heats back up after the holidays. Good one. Yep. You want to be ready before, not after, if you're playing catch up. Janine, I'm not camera ready yet. What if I just say action? Then will you be camera ready? That was a sort of director joke. It wasn't great. I know. D, they are talking with friends and family, chat about goals for the next year. Oh, yeah, real good. Real good. Yeah, excellent point. Excellent point. So I'll make it easy for you guys, right? I'll give you the answer so we can jump into it. The reason why, one of the reasons, there's many, but one of the reasons why it is so imperative during the holidays in particular that you are top of mind is that the most amount of life-changing decisions are made during the holiday season, even if they're not executed during the holiday season. That's just where the most amount of family conversations happen. It's where the most amount of proposals tend to happen. It's people love to get married towards the holidays or big events. So there's a lot of different reasons why, but it's really that people are making very big decisions during the holidays, even if they won't do anything with them for a few months. And so if you are top of mind during the process, oh, okay, yeah, we're talking about this plan and we might need to move next year. Well, we could always talk to Lauren when that time comes, right? But if they don't remember your name, someone else will fill that gap, right? Someone else they'll fill in the blank with. So it's really, really important. And then, kind of on that same note, is they're most willing typically during the holidays to talk to you. People tend to be in better moods. People tend to be more social. It's not a golden rule. It's not like concrete for everybody, but as a general, right? I mean, and I think most of you know this. You have way more people greeting each other during the holidays than you do any other time outside of holidays. You just have more people, especially during Christmas. You just have more people greeting each other. They're just more willing to talk. All right, let's get into it. Where's my? I think my wife forgot to add the 4 rules on this one. Well, that's okay. We're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna give you guys some really awesome holiday techniques that I've used to absolutely crush it during the holidays, stay top of mind, and have fun. I like having fun when I work. It just makes it so much easier and more enjoyable. And I feel like people can feel that passion. Uh, Let me ask you guys a second question though, real quick. How many of you have a holiday, let's specifically say Christmas, a Christmas follow-up plan to engage your leads, to engage your past clients, even to engage your current clients, right? People you might be working with right now. Just drop yes or no in the chat if you have a plan for that. Lauren says, not a follow up, but I mail Christmas cards. I love Christmas cards. Those are great. D says, yeah, I got a plan. What do you think? Trina says, I usually do handwritten Christmas cards to past clients. Solid. Very good. Pisa says, yes. Love it. You deliver over 100? Wow. Okay. That's a lot. I like it. Lisa, I'm new, so I don't have anything yet. That changes today. All right. So one of the things that I'm going to show you today is how I use this exact $5 ornament to net me specifically, not just the team as a whole, just me specifically, over $10,000. Um, and we'll get into some more in that, but this one's coming up, and I just wanted you to know because it's one of my favorite ones to talk about, and we'll come back to it. So this is for all the agents who just want holiday follow up that actually gets responses, right? Actually works. Um, Maybe you're wanting to avoid coming across as spammy, right? As super business in a time of people having fun and cheer and things like that, right? Maybe you're looking for something different than the usual holiday pop buys that clients have seen 100 times. There's nothing wrong with doing Santa. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe you're just not wanting to compete with that. You're not wanting to compete with, the 100 other businesses who hire a Santa and say, come have pictures with Santa. Maybe you're wanting something that feels very unique and specific to you and that you can control a little bit better. Maybe you want options that can be done for free. I like free, in case you guys don't know. I really do. It's great. I like my profit margins. I like to scale. I like to have partners that come in that help offset costs if there is a cost, and everybody wins. So we're going to get into how I follow up for Christmas and hopefully give you guys some really great ideas on how you can follow up for Christmas. Some of them you won't be able to do yet because it's too close to Christmas. But I wanted you, it went along with it because we would have had to have talked about this, and I'll probably do it next year, better planning. But you would have needed to plan probably around summer to do like the ornaments one. So we'll still get into that because I want to start planting that seed now. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is super fun. It's social media. You always need social media. That's why pretty much every follow-up, I'm telling you social media. Before we get into this, okay, really important rule of thumb is, especially on Facebook, Facebook has the largest group of homeowners than all the other platforms combined. Okay. So if you're wanting to reach homeowners, you have the highest concentration on Facebook. So even if you don't like Facebook, you think it's old school, you think it's one of the more boring platforms, it's not about you, it's about your business. And so if a lot of your target audience is on Facebook, you should be on Facebook. And you should be adding all of your leads if you can, and of course your past clients as friends on Facebook. Facebook should be a place where you view your profile, your personal profile, not your business one, your personal profile as a business. It really should. It should reflect some of your personality, but most of it should be reflecting what you do day to day to serve others, to make an impact in other people's lives. And then you should be maxing out your friends list, which is 5,000. That should be maxed out always because that's a billboard, guys. And if I offered you, just real question right here, if I offered you all free billboards for your business, would you say no? Would you be like, no, I don't want free billboards to help expose and get my business out to more people? You guys would say yes, right? You'd be like, yeah, I'll take those. So social media is a free billboard for you. Literally, you can reach 5,000 people. No worries, Kristen. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Don't worry. So it's very important. The second thing to understand is while Facebook has the highest concentration of homeowners, Instagram has the highest concentration of moms, okay, and wives. And the vast majority of decisions when it comes to buying come from the woman in the household. So, if there were ever two platforms, I would personally encourage you. Not that you can't do the others, and if you're particularly good at TikTok or some other platform, go for it, right? X, whatever. But if there are ever two platforms, just to help you focus on something, right? Because a lot of times it's like, well, there's all these platforms, I don't know which one to focus on. I would say Facebook and Instagram, right? I just would because we just have the highest concentration of decision making and buying power between those two. And what's funny enough is they're both owned by Meta, aka Facebook. All right, so now let's get into the 12 days of Christmas questions. This is all about having fun, but really ramping up your engagement and talking with clients, opening the door, talking to people you haven't heard from in a while. Okay, so I'm going to give you exactly what we do, right? Is run a simple daily series leading up to Christmas. We all know the 12 days of Christmas, right? We've seen it millions of times. So just ask fun, engaging questions. You can add images to these, okay? If you add an image to these posts, let it reflect your personality. And let me give you an example of what that means. If you're super goofy, okay, then when you do the real tree or fake, okay, put your head on top of the tree as the star. Okay, Canva will let you do that very easily. In other words, let the picture that you use reflect your personality. Don't go and grab something generic from the internet. It'll just feel dry. It'll just feel empty. You guys know that, right? Am I making sense so far? You guys following me? I can't tell. Give me some head nods. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go through the 12 real quick. Day one, real tree or fake? These are like Christmas controversies, okay? Real tree or fake tree, and why? Day two, white lights are colored. Which one reflects Christmas better? Hot cocoa or eggnog? Mariah Carey or Michael Bublé? Wrapping paper or gift bags? You see how this is so easy. Oh, William, spot on. I was just going to say, you can also take all of these and not just make posts with them, but short videos, short form videos. Easy. Easy. It's so much fun. And you don't even have to do anything fancy. But if you want to make it really Christmas themed on a low budget, right? Here's what you do. You just grab a cheap Santa hat and throw it on top of your head, and then you can selfie record your video with the phone and ask the question. And here's how you can do it. Christmas controversy number one. Real tree or fake tree? And then the next video you do, you go Christmas controversy number two, white lights or colored lights, right? That's it. Another way you can start those videos or those posts is help me solve this Christmas controversy. People love to give their opinion and help solve things. They do. We all think we're the best detectives in the world. We do. We do. I don't know why. I don't know where that hubris comes from. Most people can't find their car keys. They can't find their remote, but somehow they think that they can solve the crimes when they're watching NCIS and Sherlock and different things. They're like, I could have figured that out. I could have solved that. It was so obvious, right? People love to do that. So this leans into our natural way that we do this. Anna, yes, everything should be on your personal page. Your business page, especially on Facebook, almost doesn't matter anymore. Facebook killed those years and years ago. If you want, you can have stuff. The best thing you can do on your Facebook business page is think of it as a portfolio or a resume. You just update it to show people that you're qualified, you're skilled, and you've got reviews on there that they can reference. That is the best use of your Facebook page. You're not going to get any engagement from this type of stuff on Facebook business pages. Facebook destroyed that. But what you might get is when you're posting on your personal Facebook page, right? They might go then to your business page just to look for reviews. Are you legit? Are you good? I need to know this, right? Because it's just the quickest way to kind of fact check you a little bit. And then they'll probably go to Google after that and then check for your reviews there. Google or Zillow or both. Okay. All right. So as you see, we have all these fun things. This gets a lot of engagement. It's just fun. Okay. Have fun with the pictures. If you start to feel this, do short form videos and then do the same thing again. Right. And then you could do maybe the post in the morning and then the short form video at night or vice versa and see which one starts to perform better. Okay. You guys follow me on these posts? Is it super clear? Right? Do you guys see how simple this is? Tell me in the chat. Just write simple in the chat so I know that you're awake and that you're listening if this is simple. And if it's not simple, tell me and I'll explain it or I'll help you again. All right, we got Lisa said simple. Lauren says simple. Suzanne says simple. Dee says simple. Don says simple. See, I always keep my promises, don't I? When I say it's simple, it's simple. I got you. Okay? I don't like complex, hard things when it comes to follow up and all this. Okay? And this crushes it. Okay? All right. And so, again, real quick, why it works it's micro engagement, it'll boost you in the algorithm. Okay, so people will see you more often. You ever wonder why you post something and nobody responds and nobody sees it? It's because the algorithm is like, you don't exist. You haven't earned the right to be seen by others. So you're going to have to do some things that engage people and move you back up in that priority queue, if you will. Okay. It keeps your feed 12 days straight. Okay. This is very important for algorithms. If you notice, the best creators, which I'm not asking you to be the best, by the way, but the best creators, they don't just post once every day. They post actually multiple times every day. Some of the top creators I work with will generally post between 4 and 5 times a day. A day. That's more than most of you do in a week, a month even, right? Okay. And honestly, some of the craziest ones I've seen up to 45 times in a day. Yeah, 45 times. Most of that's, by the way, stories. So it expires and it goes away. But still, it doesn't even matter. That's still an unbelievable amount of content. And that's Gary Vee for anybody who wants to know. I don't recommend being Gary Vee. He's in a position to where he has 45 posts worth of content. Most of us, one post a day, engage people. That would absolutely do wonders for the way that the algorithm sees you. Okay. All right. And then also it just gets people thinking happy thoughts about you. Sounds silly, but you just want people to have a positive perception about you. So when you're the one, right, who is bringing about joy into their life, then when they do think about you, what do you think they have? What do you think the feelings are that they have about you? Even if they don't consciously know why, what do you think it is? Positive, right? Like the person who brings the donuts into the office. You may not know anything about them, but you'll still be like, oh man, they were just so nice. I just liked them. For all you know, they were a terrible person, but around you, they were awesome. And so you had positive thoughts about them, right? Okay. Next one. And if you have questions, drop them along the way. We'll answer them at the end. I just want to breeze through them so we have time. Is the Christmas email? This one's fun. This is basically a newsletter. I'm a huge advocate for newsletters. They work extremely well, and you guys should be doing them every week. One email a week where you just post some local event. During the holidays, it's easier than ever because there's an endless amount of local events. Oh my goodness. Okay. And there's even online events that are like they can be viewed and participated online. Okay. So it's very simple, right? You give a catchy hook. And then I have a resource. Misa, remind me to put in the subject line resource that I have, the link that I use to help me create my subject lines. But you can use something like, my favorite Christmas lights are back. Something intriguing, curious, and themed, right? And then inside, you just include 3 to 5 family-friendly events or displays or activities going on, and a short description. When I say short, I'm talking about 1 line, maybe 2, if it warrants 2, and then the dates. And then if you're going to any of those events, which, by the way, go to as many events as you can during the holidays and just talk to people. I don't even care if you do the event itself. Just go talk to people. They're in a better mood. They're having fun, okay? Like, it's a big deal. And so then you can put under that, I'll be at the event at this day, at this time. Would love to see you. Start building the habit of people expecting to see you and talk to you. That's just how we do it, right? One thing that most people in my personal life really know about me is they're not going to get small talk. If they're around me, we get to the deep subjects. Because I'm a Christian. I care about their soul. I care about their well-being. I care about their marriages. I care about their kids. I care about their financial situation. I have no interest in talking about stranger things, even if it's good. I just care about something deeper with them. That's just me. And everybody around me knows they cannot escape it. That's what's going to happen if we're going to spend time together. Okay. And so you need to condition. You need to condition your leads and your past clients and your current clients on how you run your business. Hey, when we're going to talk. If you know me, we're going to talk. I'm not going to be just some invisible person in your life. We're going to talk. Think about it how normally, today is not a good example, but normally even when I have my normal slideshows, I have 4 rules for being on the call, right? Video on, distractions off, participate, go make someone else's day. And typically every week, again, today was a bad example because I didn't have it in the slideshow today. But I pretty much consistently teach that every week to teach people, right? This is how we do it here, right? Most of you don't have any set of rules or conditions for your clients. You have not taught them how to work with you. And that is why they don't get the most out of you. You haven't taught them how to, right? So anyway, going back to this email, super fun. And remember, this perfectly plugs in to where you can then, for all of Christmas, for December is what I mean, for all of December, every week, you could have an email going out with local events. There's just so many December events, Christmas related events. I mean, you could flood. It'd be so easy, right? So easy. And what's nice too is that there's a lot of religious neutral stuff as well. So if you have, maybe you have a more Muslim based audience, right? Maybe you have a different type of cultural difference. There's so many religion neutral, right, events that happen, right? There's just lots of fun things going on. So I would be doing this. And then right into January, you go back to your weekly local event or what's happening in your local community. So it's a perfect segue. It's a great way to build audience. But if none of you have started, let me ask you, how, drop in the chat yes or no if you have been doing a weekly or monthly local newsletter. It's okay to say no. I ain't here to judge you. A lot of no's. Jody says a yes. Let's go. All right. So this is your way to get into it. This is one of the best times you could ever ask for is literally today. Go pick these out. Go send them to everybody you have an email to. Then get on Facebook and say, I've got all these awesome events. Here they are. Want the details? Drop your email and I'll send it to you. This is a great time and a great way to build a local newsletter because everybody's looking for events. People give out their emails way more during the holidays than any other time. It's a great opportunity. Okay. This is a big deal. This is a great opportunity. I really can't stress that enough. Okay. All right. And then the last one. This is the one you do not have time to do now. You need to buy these in like July. Otherwise, you just won't get them in time. Okay. Don't worry about reading all of this. This is more for me. Okay. I'm actually going to go back to the slide. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, there we go. These are my real ornaments. These are the actual designs. I did these in 2022. I sent them to all my past clients. The year we couldn't afford gas. These are Christmas ornaments. Okay. Um, People just love these, man. They absolutely love them. I try to do something humorous because it stands out, right? If they're laughing, um, and they smile every time, that's a positive emotion that I'm invoking. Another reason why I do Christmas ornaments is nobody throws them away. People just don't throw them away. They keep them, right? They just keep them. So, I mean, most marketing that people send that's physical gets thrown away immediately. Business cards, postcards, things like that. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. It just happens. But I'm pretty much guaranteed for the next 5 to 10 years that I might end up on their tree because I didn't create a crappy ornament, right? That was just like my face or my like a business card. I created something that is relevant to them because we all experienced it in 2022, the year we couldn't afford gas, right? So it's a memory relevant to them. And then on the back, I put Merry Christmas from, and I used my title company, and this is one of the teams I have. Um, and the title company helped offset a lot of the costs. If you wanted to, you could throw in lender on there. It's expensive to do ornaments if you do them by yourself. Now, if you plan far enough ahead, I think I paid $3 per ornament for these, which is pretty good. They're metal, which is pretty good. But, right, you offset the costs with lender and title. You're gonna be good. I also manually mailed these, right? I think there's services out there where you can like literally send them stuff and they'll package and ship it, but I would imagine those are astronomical in cost. And it is totally fine because when you plan ahead, like you order these in July, you get them in August, you start packaging and prepping them in August. You'll have plenty of time to get it done by Christmas. Okay. So this crushes. These are metal. I did not want cheap ones. Cheap ornaments will get thrown away. Ornaments that break, ornaments that bend, they get thrown away. So I wanted metal ones so that they would last and that they wouldn't end up in the trash. And on top of it, I did a handwritten card with the ornament. And I specifically asked at the bottom of the card for them to send me a picture of it hanging on their tree. Do you see how I condition my database? They are used to doing things that I tell them to do. Now, when they're working with you, don't you kind of want them to listen? Can we all agree? Yes. Can I get some head nods? This should be these would be big head nods. Yes. Big head nods. Come on, guys. Let's stretch that neck out. Big head nods. You want your clients to listen to you. Maybe teach them. Teach them that they should listen to you. Condition them. I'm using a really fun thing. Okay? How many of you have kids? Raise your hand. How many of you have kids? Okay. Yelling at your kids typically does not help them to be the best kids they can be, the most obedient kids they can be. Right? But when you teach them through fun but firm, they start to feel empowered. And they start to want to be obedient. Now, I know that obedience word probably sounds weird with your clients, but the truth is that you are there to protect their best interest. It's not about being their friend. You are there to protect them, which means they need to listen to you. So even in your follow-up, you should be conditioning them on how to have the best relationship with you possible so that it is the best outcome for them possible. I am super, super intentional on how I train my clients to make wise decisions. When they don't listen to me, I am very firm. I am very firm. I'm not mean, but I'm firm, right? I'm like, Laura, I know you wanted to save money and use that other CPA, but what did I tell you, Laura? And Laura goes, I know you said to use your guy. And I said, Laura, why didn't you use my guy? And then she makes her excuses. And I say, listen, you know I'm good at this. I'm here to protect you. I don't make any money by sending you to my CPA. But you're the one who lost here. Do you want to lose again, Laura? Laura goes, no, no. Okay, then next time, listen. Next time, just listen to me so I can protect you. Okay? That's my job. And I'm good at it. I'm really good at it, Laura. Okay? So this is why the ornaments are actually so powerful. Is they're fun, they're memorable. I have notes on that, blah, blah, blah. They're fun, no, wait, one too far. They're fun, they're memorable, they last forever. They might even go down for generations, by the way. They might be passed down to people's kids. Let's go. Come on now. That's awesome. Okay? But also, it's part of the conditioning of how I teach them. You will receive something physical from me. When you do, you're going to go and put it up on a tree. And then when it's up on a tree, you're going to send me a picture of proof that you did what I asked. But of course, it doesn't feel authoritative. It doesn't feel overbearing. It feels totally reasonable and a lot of fun. Huh, he made me laugh. I put it on the tree. Of course, I put it on the tree. I take a picture because Robert asked me to. Make sense? You guys follow me on this one? Okay. Again, this is not for this year. You're going to do this for next year. You do not have time to order these, get them made, and then mail them out manually, plus writing the cards. Okay. And then if you really want to take a step further, this is like next level. This is why, guys, I make so much money, because I just am in a league up here. That's not being cocky. I'm saying it's a good reason to listen to me. Is here's something I did that crushes so well. I bought a Polaroid camera, and at the closing table, I do a Polaroid picture. I do actually three Polaroid pictures. Okay. And one of them is me being goofy with them. So I'll have my title guy, and we'll all do a goofy Polaroid. Everybody know what Polaroid is, by the way? You take the picture, prints out that. Okay, great. What do you think I send in this Christmas card aside from the ornament? The Polaroid, right? And they laugh, and they have this memory of me. I am part of their life, whether they know it or not. I am just part of it, right? And if you don't want to use the Polaroid there, the next best place to use the Polaroid, which I also do, is their home anniversary every year. So their first home anniversary, I'll send them that Polaroid, right? And then sometimes I'll send a second or third, or I'll find something else. But you guys starting to see why? One, my clients listen to me extremely well. I condition them from day one how this is going to work. Okay. And then two, everything that I do in follow-up has a deep personal impact, and it's thoughtful. It's not lazy. It makes them smile. It makes them laugh. It makes them feel protected. Right. And then how I talk to them is not to be their friend. Now, there are agents who are best friends. Great. That's just not me. I'm just telling you how I do this, right? I talk to my clients as the best person they could ever talk to if they want to succeed financially and in real estate and really in most other aspects around their home, insurance, taxes, things like that. I protect them, right? Okay, so ornaments are the best. They're a lot of fun. You'll need to budget for it. It'll cost you a couple $100 depending on how many clients you have. I have hundreds of past clients, so obviously it costs me thousands of dollars. For you, it probably costs you a couple $100 because you'll also need to buy something to mail them in, plus the cards, stuff like that. It's not a bad investment because the ROI is substantial and it keeps giving year after year because people keep it. Um, but you need to do it the way I told you. Do not send crappy ornaments. Invoke an emotion. It could be a personal emotion, something that happened that everybody laughed about, right? Maybe it's a snake that they found in the yard when they went to their first home that they viewed and ended up buying. You know how funny and awesome it would be to do a custom ornament to a client? And you go, well, Robert, that's a custom ornament for a single client. That might cost me $100. How much money did you make from them though? 5,000? 10,000? Come on, you tell me you don't have $100 to make that type of impact that they'll keep every year as that funny memory where they found a snake, right? You see what I'm saying? I prefer scale, so I try to do something universal, something big in the world that happened, right? Never political, okay? I don't make it political, I don't make it religious, right? That's a more personal connection with people, right? Nobody likes the preacher on the side of the road that's with the megaphone yelling at them. Nobody likes that. So I don't do that. That's not the platform. Okay. But I do something universal. So 2019, Merry X mask, because we all had to wear masks, right? Uh, to 2020, I think is when was that when we ran out of toilet paper? I don't remember the order, right? The year we couldn't afford gas was 2022. I don't remember 2021. I think it was maybe hand sanitizer. I was looking for themes in the world. There's always stuff going on. There's always big things that are happening in our world. Tends to be funnier. If you're local, right? There might be something big locally that happened, right? You just gotta know your audience. That's your job, right? You gotta know your people. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's instead of going into a breakout room, let's just work together here to start working out some ideas that you guys could do to invite some holiday events that you could invite clients to and leads to. Okay. Start dropping them in the chat. I'm going to give you some ideas to get you started, but I actually want you to do this exercise right now. Okay. And then drop them in the chat. Okay. An ornament making class. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I don't know if you'll have time. If you can pull this off quickly, Lauren, you could probably still do this. Because ornament making, it could be crappy, right? You could just be using paper mache type stuff. You could be using clay. You could get that stuff on Amazon, deliver today or tomorrow, and then you could do it on the weekend. So that's totally awesome. All right, so an ornament making class, great. There's a walkthrough nativity. Oh my gosh, there's so many nativity scenes in most places. It's great. Um, awesome. Holiday cocktail class. William, that's kind of cool. I haven't heard that one before. That's fun. Everybody likes to drink too. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to get some responses on that. Cynthia says toy drive. I love toy drives. Makes people feel good. And just so you guys know, it's like 30-ish% or something, 36% more likely and more trustworthy of a business if they do charitable things, if they donate to charities, if they support charities, if they are charitable. So if you want to have a great impression with people, go do something good for others, right? It's a great thing. Makes you feel good, and it's actually a positive thing for your community. So toy drives, great. Wrapping gifts event, amazing. People do not like wrapping gifts, right? And then on the plus side of that, what you can do is invite them all to the gift wrapping events. Most people won't show up. That's just the truth. Most people won't show up to any event, okay? So what you do is you buy a bunch of cheap dollar store gift wraps, and then you go drop it off on all their houses with some tape, right? You make sure you get them. You're going to get them one way or another. You didn't show up to my event. I'm bringing the event to you. Here's your gift wrap. Here's your tape. Merry Christmas. Bye. Okay? Make an impression. Love it. Donut Day. Love it. Donut days are particularly good because lots of donut shops are locally owned now, other than the main franchises that you know. you know Dunkin', you know some of the what's the other one? Krispy Kreme, right? Duh. But a lot of, and even those, by the way, some of them are franchised, which means that they are a local owner. A lot of them will do deals for you. They already have business cards, coupons. They have stacks of them, some of them, and they'll give them out. We have Donut Country here in Murfreesboro. And if I go into Donut Country and I just go, listen, I've got all these people and I want to do something, they'll often be like, here's a free donut for us. Because they know once they get them in the shop and they go to get a free donut, they'll buy coffee. They'll probably buy a dozen donuts, not just one. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So be creative. We'll talk about getting businesses in a second about this. Okay. Pancakes with Santa. Super fun, right? I like that. Only thing I'll encourage you is Santa's really expensive. And very competitive. So there's nothing wrong with doing pancakes with Santa. Just know there's a lot of Santa stuff happening, and then pancakes are extremely messy. So be prepared to be messy. And if you have a good mindset about it, it could be a lot of fun. All right. If you have a bad mindset and you're trying to control the mess, you're going to have a miserable time. You're going to be stressed and everything's going to be upset. Santa's going to be worried about getting syrup on his suit and stuff like that. But if you're there with the intention that this is going to be a messy event, then it'll actually be a lot of fun. Okay. Anybody remember food fights in school? Right? Everybody expected to be messy. And so those who had just accepted their fate had a blast. Right? Those who fought it, they were miserable. Right? They were going to get messy anyway. Might as well have a good attitude. So I actually love that. I think pancakes with Santa would be fun. And I think more messy things. I think you should make it a messy event. And because it's going to happen. So just make it fun. Love it. Story time for kids and mamas. Oh, yes. Love that. Story time is great. And all of you, if you don't want to be Santa, all of you could be Santa's helpers, right? So you could add a little theme to it, add a little spice to it, right? Get in there and be Santa's little helpers, and read some stories and say, well, Santa's out there doing whatever, and your mom is busy doing this. I'm here to read you some awesome Christmas stories, right? And I have to emphasize this again and again because we're in a politically charged world. Please do not bring your politics into anything that you do. I know that there are people out there saying, well, I only want to work with X type of people. You can do that. But I thought that your point of your job was to serve others. You could be political. Listen, I have clients. I have clients that have such strong opposing beliefs as me that on a political climate, I would never want to be anywhere near them. But they absolutely have no clue where I stand. You know why? Because telling them doesn't make any difference. I'll vote the way I vote. I'll teach my kids the way I teach my kids. And to people who want to listen, I'll tell them. But they literally are so far on one side, and they actually, because I'm respectful, they think that I'm with them. It's fine. It doesn't make a difference, guys. I don't need to be prideful and force my indoctrination on others. Like, it's okay. So I have to emphasize that, right? And I only say that specifically with stuff like story times, right? Be very careful. Actually, proofread the books before you bring them out. It's a great idea, and you should do it. But proofread those books. Make sure, okay? Also, no, yeah, Don, I remember that paint your own pottery studio. I mean, it's a super win right there. You can do so much stuff and bless both of your businesses at the same time. It's amazing. I love that. And I think we talked about it before, Don, but I would be giving vouchers to everybody who closes with you. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I thought we talked about that because that's just gold. So I do have my information, Cynthia, on the ornament. It's just under R&R Home Team. And so that's the team that I run, but it actually says on the back. I put it there. I do it because it might exist for generations. And it's kind of like a fail-safe. If they don't have other ways where they see my information, well, here's one physical way they'll probably keep. Because business cards, they won't, right? They should have me in their phone. But to be honest, I've had clients that I've entirely closed through Facebook only. Just so you know, like we're just, it's a different era. People are different, right? But I do have my information on it, and I do have my title company. I don't do phone number. I just do email. To be honest, you don't need to do that. I don't know why I did it. What are they going to email a title company for, guys? That doesn't make any sense. And the title company doesn't want them to randomly email them. They want them to talk to me. So it's kind of silly, but I just did it because I was like, well, I have my information on there. I should put theirs. Doesn't make sense. Put the title company and whoever your contact is. Usually you'll have a specific contact that's helping you to sponsor this. Some of them are even paying out of their own pocket. Mine was Justin Mooneyham. Bell and Alexander Title did not pay for it. Justin Mooneyham, to keep me as a client, paid for it out of his own pocket, right? So make sure you know that and you respect that. Okay. Suzanne, our chamber has an event for that, and I invite my clients. Love it. After story time with the kids, I give them goodie bags. Oh, Liza, love it. Give them goodie bags, send them home. Everybody's happy, right? If you can sneak a gift in there for the parents too, you're crushing it. One thing I found that someone did during Halloween, his name was Rick, super great local agent, is he had little of the alcohol booze things, the small ones. I don't remember what you call them. You know, guys know what I'm talking about, like the ones you get on the plane, right? He had those. So when the kids came up and trick or treated for candy, he let the parents trick or treat for the little booze if they wanted it. And then they're smiling and having a good time, right? That's right. Trina said it well. Never discuss politics with my clients, but they will know who I am. And in her case, a Christian. You guys know I'm a Christian, right? But I'm not here discussing it with you, right? People should know who you are. And to be clear, I'm going to say this, which is, it's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I promise you I'm not. It's to restore your identity. You are not a Republican or a Democrat. That is not who you are. You are a free thinking, individual person who makes the best choices for them and their families. So people don't need to know that. But I do want my clients to know I'm Christian. Do you know why? I want you guys to know I'm a Christian. Do you know why? Take a guess. And it's probably not what you're thinking either. But I'm curious if you guys can guess why. Why I want you to know that. It's not to convert you, by the way. I'll just give you the answer. It's so that you can hold me to a standard. I tell you I'm a Christian so that you can hold me to the Christian standard on how I talk, on how I act, and the decisions that I make. That's why I do it. Accountability for myself. Right? Okay. And that came from me being a very, very self centered person when I was younger, but still professing to be a Christian. And then people started calling me out and saying, doesn't seem to line up. And I made excuses and I tried to justify it until one day I was convicted and realized at that time in my life, I was just pretending to be a Christian, but I wasn't. I wasn't. So that's why I do it. And I just want to make sure that's clear. But I am not a Republican and I am not a Democrat. And neither are any of you. But other things that you can be that are perfectly acceptable to share, aside from saying, your religion, is you can say that you're a mom, a dad, a husband, a father. These are things that are part of your identity. These are things that you live by. You should not live by a Republican set of views or a Democratic set of views, right? You should not live by that. But you should absolutely step into the fact that you are a spouse, a parent, right? Whatever your religious belief is, because those things directly influence your life and they make you relatable to people who care about those things. And to be clear, I've had lots of Muslims who have worked with me who did not agree with certain positions. I've had Jewish people that have worked with me. I've had atheists that have worked with me. Why? And they all knew I was Christian. One is they knew that the number one thing I do for them is I protect them, I provide for them, I serve them. And so I am still the best option even if we disagree on religion. How's that for a win? They chose me even though we had a religious disagreement. See what I'm saying? All right. Where do you get your ornaments from? I typically go to Etsy. There might be other options. Etsy was just the most flexible for me. I found a good vendor who, when I ordered early enough, was really willing to work on price. When I ordered late, They were like $5 to $7 an ornament. When I ordered early enough, they were like $2 to $3 an ornament. Um, they did good quality work. They were metal. The print on them looked great. And then, fun fact: not all vendors will put the little string inside the ornament for you. They were willing to do that. Okay, you can do it for yourself. Just remember that will take time. Okay, all those little thread it through the hole, and then you got to tie it, and you got to make sure it's tight so it doesn't. It's very tedious. Okay. Um. Yeah, I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. These are great ideas. So now I want everybody to drop the one idea that they're going to do this Christmas season. Ha, got you. Drop it in the chat. What's the one idea that you are going to do? No, Will, that's that. No, that's part of the first part. I'm talking about events. What's one? Whether you're attending. Oh, okay, yeah. All of you should be doing the post. I'm opting you all in whether you like it or not. You're all going to do the 12 days of Christmas post. There's no reason not to. It's free, it's easy, and I literally put all the questions for you. You'd be crazy not to do it, right? If you're really smart like Will, you're also going to do videos. And I do say smart. It's a very wise thing to do the videos. It builds personality. Um, I like the Christmas cards. Christmas cards are great. Make sure there's a call to action in your Christmas cards. That's my personal recommendation. Don't just say thinking of you or Merry Christmas. I would always have something it leads to, some sort of question for them to answer. It doesn't have to be business related, right? Notice how when I sent the ornament, I didn't just send the ornament, I asked them to do something for me, right? Take a picture of it on the tree. It's very, very important you teach your clients to take action, that your relationship is not passive, it's active. Plus, you know what I do with all those ornament pictures? I use them on social media. It just looks really cool when you have all of these pictures of ornaments on Christmas trees from clients and you're just like, yeah, this is what we do. This is amazing, right? Okay. Yeah, all of you should be doing this the 12 days of Christmas without a doubt. It's just too easy for you. And remember, we'll send you the slideshow. We'll send you everything on Friday so you'll have it and you can reference it. And Misa, let's make sure we pull out specifically the 12 days of Christmas so they can copy and paste it directly from the email if they want it. Okay. Now give me some events. Any events. Now remember, it could be just as simple as inviting people to an event. You do not have to run an event, okay? It's totally fine to piggyback off of someone else's and you just invite a bunch of people to it, right? I like it. Don says, I don't have any past clients yet. It's okay. These are great for leads, by the way, Don. These are great. This is why social media is so important is you meet anybody, get them on your social media so that you can start the conversion process of turning them into from a stranger to an acquaintance, right? And through that process to eventually a client. That's what I would do. Anytime I met anybody, I would be like, "What? Are you on Facebook, by the way?" And then most people are. Most people are. It's the number one social media platform in the world, by far. By the way, I believe Facebook has more users than all other social media platforms combined. It's king of the platforms. Okay. Storyline with the teddy bear contest. Love it. I've done a Christmas tree decorating contest before too. Performed very well, by the way. Very, very well. Love doing that. I wouldn't host things at your brokerage, Ruth. And here's why. Nobody cares. And people just don't like going to places they don't care about, right? Even that's the most agents don't even care enough to go to their own brokerage. Okay. Like the attendance rate of agents is less than 10% on a monthly basis. So I would go to somewhere that's convenient for everyone. And if you can, maybe near something that's popular. If you can't get directly into a space that is popular, then I would just go near somewhere. So if your brokerage happens to be in a really great location where people might already want to be, food, shopping, things like that, okay. A lot of brokerages aren't. They're in like kind of strip mall type of things, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying they're cost effective, right? They don't really need prime real estate, which is funny to say, but most real estate offices don't actually need prime real estate. That's not how most agents get their clients, right? From people driving by. It's just not statistically true. Um, yeah. A lot of title companies are actually, they'll often be in a pretty good place. Um, because they'll be in the city where people tend to drive to close because location matters for them. So you might so a lot of title companies, if they're smart, lending companies often have great event spaces. Um, some of you also should talk to your local realtor associations. Some of them might have access. The other thing too is just you should be finding local businesses to partner with on these. I know we didn't talk about it because we get carried away with all your great ideas, but you shouldn't be paying for most of this. Sponsors should be, partners should be, and some of those partners may have great event spaces for you too, right? If you are religious, you might be able to run some stuff on through your church, right? Or insert gathering place, right? But you might have some ways that you can run events there too. So there's a lot of great ideas. Don says, how do you keep your personal family posts separate from your business posts if you're allowing everyone into your personal world? Okay, so great question. And it's kind of a really personal answer, right? Um, my identity is very much so that I am a Christian, that I am a husband, and that I am a father. So if those things are part of who I am and they're part of all of my business conversations anyway, they're not really separate, right? My personal life in many ways is my business life because that's how I run it. Now, there might be some security things that you have to decide for yourself. I don't want people to know certain things about me. I don't want people to see certain things about me. Now, here's the question I have for you. Why are you needing to post it then? Serious question. Why are you needing to post it if you're worried about people catching it that shouldn't, you probably shouldn't post it at all. If you're worried and you're like, well, I just want my family to see my kids and not anybody else. Well, do you know where most bad things happen to kids come from? It's not strangers, it's family. And I know that's really bleak, but what I'm trying to tell you is that if you're worried about it, just don't do it at all. That's my rule of thumb. I honestly err on the side of caution. If I'm concerned about someone seeing something that they shouldn't see it, I'm just not going to do it at all. Why take the risk? It is okay. I will send a picture of my cute kids to my mom directly. It'll mean more to her anyway. It'll be sweeter to her anyway, right? So that's where I'm at with it. So my personal page in my personal life and my business life, as far as Facebook concerned, are exactly the same thing. I will talk about being a Christian just because I'm a Christian, and I will talk about it in my business because it is part of the standards of how I run my business. It's part of why you can trust me. I am held to a very specific standard, right? I talk about being a husband. In fact, my clients know they're going to get marriage counseling from me, whether they want it or not. I love them too much. Too much. And so I have clients and they understand if they're having marital problems, first of all, that's going to wreck everything else in their life. It'll wreck their finances. It'll wreck any real estate hope that they have. So we have to talk about it. Okay. I'm not saying you guys need to do it. I'm just saying how I do it. Right. So those are all things that are combined together. Okay. So, but yeah, when it comes to the kids stuff, I just wouldn't post anything. If you're worried about it, I wouldn't post anything at all because the way that AI works now, too, just to be clear, is that you may not have any human see it on your friends list, your kids, let's just say that. But AI may have a deal with Meta to scrape that data anyway. And so the picture of your kids are in a AI-based database for everyone. Okay. So, I mean, Google would pull things all the time too. And you're like, well, I don't remember posting that. Well, someone else posted it or right? So if you're just worried about it, just don't do it at all. But yeah, definitely. I mean, none of you should be talking about politics unless you're doing it in a very neutral way. A good example of someone who does that well is Walter Key. He does talk about politics, but I think he does it in a pretty good neutral way. He gets tons of engagement. He's very respectful about it. And I've even seen him respect someone's idea that I know personally he absolutely disagrees with, right? Um, so, yeah, so it's definitely personal preference, but I would definitely keep politics out of it. Politics are crazy with the way they're charged now. I just cannot believe that people are so into their politics to the degree that they are now. It's not healthy and it's not good for people. Um, so I would personally just keep politics out of it, and then anything you want to share about your family. If you go to my profile, you'll notice that I don't really spend much time talking about my family, and the reason why is I don't need to make a public post about how great my wife is when I treat her for how great she is each day. The only one that it matters that she knows she's important and valued is my wife. So I don't need to make anniversary posts. I don't need to make birthday posts. I don't need to make holiday posts to show what we were doing. I don't know where these cultural pressures come from. I don't think most of them are good for us. I don't think most of them are healthy for us. I think a lot of times we're just trying to prove to people things that we don't need to prove. And I know you guys probably weren't expecting this conversation today, but I do hope it encourages you a bit that your social media should be intentional and it should reflect what's actually relevant to your audience, right? And to be honest, most of your audience doesn't care how great your spouse is or is not. And they don't really care about your kid's recital. There are very few specific people who will. Great, send it to them directly. But otherwise, if you notice, I talk about engaging things. I talk about um, controversial things in the sense of I just recently talked about. I made a post about how you do not ever have to buy anyone a gift ever, right? That got some good engagement, right? I post videos typically about real estate or some um, thought provoking stuff like that. So I don't know if that answered your question. I hope it did. Um, Hopefully, Don, I answered it okay for you. Hopefully, that was pretty clear. Okay. Any questions I missed, guys? Scrolling through. Suzanne, I went to small businesses in town and featured their shops. Love it. Using ChatGPT to help you. Yep. I already answered where I get ornaments from. Just trying to see if I missed anything. Anything else? Do you make your personal page a digital creator page? Yeah, Don. So my page is a creator page or whatever it's called. That a professional, is it? Something like that. Facebook lets you do something with your personal page where then you can have like analytics and a little more reach and stuff like that. I'm also verified on Facebook. There's a lot of evidence that shows that they absolutely throttle your algorithm reach if you're not verified. I'm not saying you need to be. I'm just letting you know what I do. Cool. I got everybody's questions. Any more questions? What are your socials and links? Good question. Let me give you my personal profile. You guys, I don't know if I have room on my Facebook right now. If I do, send me a friend request. If I don't, you can still follow it. Yep, there you go. And to be honest, I'm not the best example um, because a lot of what I do is targeted at agents, right? And not clients. Because I do a lot through my team. But another great example who gets a lot of reach is Walter Key. I just dropped his. He gets way more reach than I do. Um, and he's way more active even than I am. So he's a good example. He does lots of stuff. He has a wide variety of stuff, fun stuff, political stuff, tastefully done, um, real estate stuff, growth stuff, business stuff. He does a great job, and some stuff hits really well, gets a lot. Some stuff doesn't. You also see his personality. He's a Christian too, and he brings up the Bible at one point. He's not afraid, but he's also gonna be super respectful. Like he's a great example. Um, yeah, cool. Anything else? Any more questions, guys? If not, we'll wrap it here. I'm really excited. Please share with me if you guys aren't in our Facebook group already, the Agent Alliance Facebook group. I would love to see Yes, sorry. Yes, Misa, thank you for dropping that. Subscribe to the newsletter. We'll send you replays and everything like that, slideshows, whatever you need. Got you covered. Um, and join our Facebook group, Agent Alliance. And I would love to see what you guys do for Christmas from the posts. You can tag me in the posts, by the way, if you want. I'll go like them and comment them, help you a little bit on boosting the algorithm. But I'd love to see that. And then I'd love to see any events that you do. I'd love to see a picture of the cards that you write. I would just love to support you and encourage you as you just crush it this holiday season. Okay. All right, guys. We'll call it here. Join our Facebook group. Join the newsletter, and I look forward to hearing back from you guys. Okay. Bye, everybody.